A little over a month ago, on June 3rd, 2024, IKEA announced that they would be launching a Roblox experience. And to really hit the spot on this new release, they also announced that they would be recruiting 10 Roblox players to play as a virtual coworker. Um, the recruiting took place from June 3rd to June 16th, and was reserved to the United Kingdom and Irish players that were over 18. The amazing thing is that IKEA is a fair wage foundation company, so they respected the £13 an hour minimum wage, and it was a great opportunity to kind of educate the Roblox community about the various jobs and the diversity at IKEA. Um, and so that's what we're going to dive into. Before we dive into the game, uh, we're going to be taking a look at blocks metrics. And since it's a grand opening on June 24, 2024, the game amassed 2.7 million lifetime visits. It currently has 318 players online, an average rating of 91%, and an average session length of 4.78 minutes. If we take a look at the graph, at launch, they averaged around 150,000 visits per day, and has now settled over uh, nearly 100K visits per day, which is really good. That's for the visits. The concurrent players obviously has gone down considerably as people claim the UGC in the game that are currently available. And once they've kind of went through the game, since it's not a very content heavy game, people kind of drop out and move on. But there's always the opportunity for them to update the game and raise that back up. But over the past month, they've been averaging about 400 players online at all times, which is really good. The average session length stayed very consistent. It requires about 20 minutes to kind of go through all of the jobs that are required within the game, which we'll go over in a minute. And then it averages pretty nicely. When we look at people who are just curious going to the game, don't necessarily want to play it or are not interested by what's being offered by the game, and then the actual time that you need to put in to kind of redeem your first UGC. So this is all very cool, and let's jump into the game. Right as you get in, you can immediately tell that you're in an IKEA. This is always the layout that I personally am used to when I'm going into IKEA. It's very nicely done. The gang is behind the game itself. They chose the gang because it was a Swedish company, which I think is a very nice detail. And their commitment to being the Swedish company is very funny. A little bit unfortunate that Swedish people weren't the primary target of their recruitment. That would have been a nicer touch, I think. That's just my personal opinion, though. But other than that, it's a very clean UI. The game is supposed to kind of educate the younger Roblox audience about the jobs available at IKEA and the career development opportunities that you have at IKEA. So it's very faithful to that. But otherwise, UI, there's only the possibility to invite your friends, and then there's a couple of little platforms like this all throughout the game to play certain games, go into others, and then favorite the game, which there we go. Helps with when you're pushing out updates, people who have favorited your game will be notified, which is a nice touch. Once you go up the stairs, you're met with the 4 UGC that you're able to claim. They're all free, and there's certain tasks that you need to do. So this is the first one, which is out of stock, but you basically need to play 20 minutes and complete or play all of the jobs that are available at the bistro and the showroom, which we'll go over in a minute. The second one is this one, is the bear backpack, which is also out of stock, which you need to play for 2 days consecutively and reach, I believe, level 4. Then the remaining ones are this shark UGC, which you can see the requirements below, and then this meatball. All of this UGC is modeled after fan favorites, fan favorite items of IKEA. The bucket hat is made from the iconic tote bag, of course the meatball with a little flag on there, and the shark head is actually a shark plushie, which has gone viral multiple times over the years and is an absolute bestseller. We'll start with the showroom and the various jobs. So there's 4 different jobs that you can do. You can be a sales coworker, which you'll need to start out as. Then you move on into a sales team leader, and then into the interior design manager and the interior design coworker. Basically, the sales coworker, you'll basically be going around the showroom and doing various tasks, helping customers find the right items, picking up some pillows that have been misplaced, and then some other items, and just putting it back. So that is pretty much it. Every sort of mini game lasts about a minute, and you're kind of racing against the time to add as much XP onto your bar and move on to the next job and get a promotion. The next job is the sales team leader, which you're basically recommending what's best depending on the request. It's fairly simple. Once you level to level 3, you're able to move on into the designer position. So you'll have a design brief that you need to fill up, and on the flip side, you can also play the coworker, which you'll need to identify which one you need to place within that showroom. And that pretty much covers all of the jobs that you can do in the showroom area. So now we're going to move over to the iconic IKEA bistro. So you basically start out cleaning up, and as always, it's a 1-minute game. You clean up the food court area. The next game is the food team leader, where you're basically serving food to customers, and you have a little timer, and you need to give them the correct one. And once you've been promoted to level 3, you'll be able to become a food commercial manager, and basically you're at the computer ordering new items and restocking the shop. That pretty much covers all of the game from the bistro area. And one of the major player retention factors is that each mini game takes about a minute, and it takes multiple attempts or tries to level up. So that's why I was saying at the beginning that it takes approximately 20 minutes to kind of reach level 4. But that pretty much covers everything about the IKEA coworker experience. And yeah, see you in the next one.